there's a common complaint about exercise that I started doing the exercises, the pain reduced, and then it came back. And now, so what next is the question. The answer is you continue the exercises, because the exercises that initially helped you, uh, they obviously they worked. Something happened, your body changed for the better, and your pain reduced, and then the pain came back. And this pain coming back doesn't mean that it's back permanently. uh, if the pain's gone once, it'll go away again. It's just that you've got to persist. Now, the pain, the chronic pain that you've had, whichever part of the body it is, if it's in the shoulder, the low back, the knee, the foot, whatever, that pain didn't turn up on one particular day. I mean, it's not a sudden lightning strike. It's a series of small insults that you have done to your body, and then finally it breaks one fine day, and you notice it one fine day. So that's when you think this actually happened. But the injury's been coming to you, it's been on its way for a long time, because of the way you move, the way you live, the way you eat, the psychological traumas that you've gone through, your environment, your posture, your work patterns. All of these act together to produce the environment that caused your pain. And this pain is not sudden. Of course, you can get hit by a truck and have sudden pain. That is different. I'm talking about pain that seemed to come out of nowhere. Uh, Even when you're getting hit by a truck, when you're crossing the road, and if you don't have enough range of motion in your neck, or if you've got visual inattention on one side, or if you're distracted, that's how you get hit by a truck. So that's not victim blaming. That's just looking at the causes of what could have happened for a particular incident to happen. Now, another example that I can give you is, there's people who keep stubbing their toes, and the reason why that seems to happen, why it's always that little toe on your left foot, is because your left hip is externally rotated, and therefore the foot, instead of pointing straight ahead, is pointing outwards. Now, when it's pointing outwards, you're wider than your body is expected to be, and every time you walk past a vertical post, a piece of furniture, this little finger that's sticking out is going to then catch on or get hooked on by this particular piece of furniture or post. And so you keep slamming that little toe, and that little toe hurts, and now you're in a pain reflex, and that pain reflex is going to cause you to tilt your hip and rotate your hip, and that is probably going to exaggerate what's happening, and you're going to continue to make it worse, and it's going to continue to knock again and again on that post or furniture, whichever. So this is how a small injury to begin with might get worse. This is also how an injury can happen in the first place. It's not the fault of the little toe, it's probably a fault of the hip, and that hip got externally rotated because you've been sitting for too long and you've not had enough mobility work on the hip. So this is how a pain starts, and a pain starts and it grows and it stays with you because you're doing stuff that's not helping it reverse itself. Now, what you need to do when you start an exercise and it improves, it's not going to, it might stop your pain instantly, and that happens quite often, but you need to persist with that exercise, because that pattern which caused the pain needs to be uprooted completely, and that pattern comes from your nervous system, and your nervous system has done a really good job of producing that pattern in response to your life so far. So you've got to re-engineer the whole nervous system pattern if you've got to fix your chronic pain. And that re-engineering your nervous system is a long process. It is an education, and you need to do it persistently, which is why you can't do an exercise for 5 or 10 days and expect a problem to go away forever. It might happen, but it's rare. and don't expect it to happen for you all the time. So you need to do an exercise, you need to get rid of the pain, and the pain is going to go down in steps. It's not going to go down like that. It's definitely not going to go down like that. It's going to go down in steps, and it's going to go up, and then it's going to come down again. It's not a smooth slide downwards. It's not a expressway to a destination. It's not a it's it's a long process. You'll have diversions, you'll have detours, you'll have patchworks on the road. So all of those things. So this is a journey, and you need to persist. You need to have an idea of where you want to head, and you need to keep moving. You can't stop. If you stop, you don't stop there. You actually get transported back to the origin. Your pain will take you back to the origin, and then you'll have to start again from zero, which is kind of sad because you've already put in that work. All you need to do is maintain that investment and keep persisting till the pain goes away. So usually what happens is when you start an exercise, the pain will reduce somewhat by the fifth day, and by 2 weeks the pain's almost gone. Usually, some stubborn cases it takes longer, but after it's gone and the pain is no more the motivation for you to keep the exercise going, the pattern will slowly creep back, and you'll not notice it creeping back. And the pain will come back one fine day suddenly, and you'll say, this pain suddenly came back. It didn't come back suddenly. You just didn't uproot it fully, and the weeds came back because there were parts of that pattern still lying in the soil that is your body. So you need to go back and pluck out those weeds every time they pop up, which means after 2 weeks or 2 months, whatever time it took to fix that problem, you need to go back and do those exercises and check yourself to make sure that these problems are not popping up or creeping up slowly. And that's how you fix your chronic pain with exercise. Don't expect miracles. Miracles do happen when compared to conventional treatment. Exercise seems to work far better for chronic pain. So that is a miracle in itself, but don't expect magic. So if you got questions, please post them in the comments. Thank you.